July 2. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's raining the slightest amount currently, so little tiny pinprick little raindrops. I don't know if it keeps just this very gentle rain, or even if it stops raining, then I can keep this up for a while. But I'm just gonna let you know if it starts downpouring. I'm gonna turn this off early. Anyway, it was downpouring this morning, very loud. No thunder or lightning, but just massive raindrops. And it was really nice to just have a little bit of I always set my alarm howdy. I set my alarm like way too early every morning because it takes me forever to feel awake. So, I'll set it and then I'll just keep hitting snooze for an hour until I actually get up and go to school. But today it was nice to lie in bed and just hear the rainstorm. Teddy says hello again. Come on, buddy. Anyway, so you might have heard I got SOA from the library and I didn't finish it in 2 consecutive days, but I finished it in 2 days and it was amazing. Oh my god. Come on, he has pros on everything. What? That's so unfair. Man, I'm so sorry. That should not be allowed. But yeah, so I'm just gonna rant about the book I read for a little while. So I know obviously it's called Song of Achilles, not Song of Odysseus. However, the reason I read it was because Epic the Musical, aka the Odyssey, so that is Odysseus. And so, oh my word, my dog just decided to stop in the middle of the sidewalk. He's so stubborn. He's so bad. Anyway, but so I know he wasn't like the main character or anything, but I still really loved to read him in the book. He's very intelligent and clever, and I like all the tricks he plays on people. I mean, it wouldn't be fun to be tricked by him, but you know what I mean. He's a fun character to read, and of course I love how he carved Penelope into the mast of his boat, and he wouldn't stop talking about her, and everybody's like, we know you love your wife, but I think it's wonderful. Hello, my day was great. I went to school. We had a rainstorm, and I read a good book, and that's what I'm talking about now. So yeah, and then the author, the way she wrote, I love how descriptive she is. She feels like, I feel every elementary school teacher's dream, how they always try to get the kids to like, I know that's a weird thing to say, but they always try to get the kids to like use all 5 senses to describe everything, well, she does just an excellent job of that. And then I love the word choice that she uses, like the way she describes things. It's set in ancient Greece, yeah, so like for example, she described people's hair as looking like horsehair or horsetails. Yeah, I have multiple siblings, both brothers and sisters, and she described like a woman's voice as being light as like goat hooves jumping on rocks of a mountainside, and so it's not the usual kind of comparison you would think of, but it makes like a perfect sense for someone living in ancient times to make a sort of comparison. And then it's just different, when you normally describe voices, you hear more like sound kind of adjectives, like her voice is melodious or her voice is raspy, but light and lovely like goat hooves, that is a new one, but it worked so well. And I'm just very impressed by her writing, and she really just draws you in. So I think I'll read her second book, the one about Circe, and maybe that one I'll have more of like Odysseus and everything. Yeah. I have not read every single freaking translation of the Odyssey, but from what I've heard, Hermes and Circe kind of made him be with Circe, and then Calypso kind of forced him, so I don't exactly think he's a cheater either. I'm sorry, Mike, I don't know how to do either of those. It's been a long time. Ah! Oh, goodness. Some neighbor's dog just barked at me. I know I used to do like concentration in elementary school, but it's been a long time. I don't remember, and I never learned Miss Mary Mac. You can ask your sister to show you again. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I like put some sticky notes in the book to at like some of the best parts where I had the best like descriptions, figurative language or whatever. But I don't have my library book with me, of course, because it's a walk in the rain, so I don't want to take it outside. But I remember there was this one scene at the end after they had both died. Spoiler alert, sorry, but I also think probably everybody knows Greek mythology and knows that they die. But it was like where Patroclus was dead and buried, burned, etc. And right after Achilles died, he was like, will I feel it when they mix our ashes together? Will it feel like snowflakes? And it felt like nothing. That was devastating. But also I don't know, every single sentence she wrote was just incredible, and she put new combinations of words together that I'd never heard before. So yeah, just very impressed. Teddy says, all I did today was lie down on the chair and try to steal people's food. And when they moved the food so that I couldn't get it, I whined and begged so they would feed me. That's what he said. Did you perhaps mean to say, do I eat Taco Bell? I mean, I occasionally eat Taco Bell. Argos, right? I think Argos is the dog. That sounds like such a fun school assignment. Wow. Also very long though. I tried to read the actual Iliad years and years ago. But it was very difficult for me because, number one, it's like a poem in the ancient Greek language, so it has a lot of like difficult vocabulary words, and it has like meter and rhyme and all that. So then someone tried to translate the very old language into English while also preserving the meter and the rhyme and everything, and it was the most difficult thing I've ever tried to decipher, and I gave up very quickly. But that's another reason that I really liked Song of Achilles. It was so like easy to read, and so I got to experience like one of the oldest, maybe not one of the oldest, but like a very famous old legend, you know, part of like human history, you know, in a way that was like comprehensible and even like emotional. Okay. What else? There's one other point I wanted to make about the book. I'm trying to remember. I wrote a list in my head before I left, but now I can't think of it. Oh yeah, there it is. So the other thing is just, as you read the book, you can kind of figure out what's happening and what's going to happen, especially like it is a very famous story, so you probably already know what happens in the end. And you can just tell each time a little bit more of the prophecy is revealed. Each time someone says something, each time someone like makes a bad decision, you can just tell, you shouldn't have done that. This caused this, and right there you caused your doom, and right there you caused his doom. And it's just, and if the people everyone in that story was so prideful, you know, and so stubborn. And there were so many circumstances where if one person had just let go of the pride, none of this would have happened and everybody could have been happy, you know, but because of just human nature and stubbornness, everyone got hurt. And of course, we all know at the very, very end of the whole story, Odysseus is the only one who survived. And it's just, you know, the whole thing. People could just stop caring about Helen so much. Like, there's plenty of other pretty girls. Like, if Achilles could have cared more about just his life than about glory. But of course, he's a 17-year-old boy. His brain isn't fully developed. Of course, all he could think about was glory. It's just all the people and their dumb decisions and their pride that cost everybody's lives. Anyway, the dog was left home and then walked to Odysseus happily and died of... Aww, that's so sad. It's like the Minecraft dog and all those memes. Your old Minecraft world that you haven't played in years. Your dog is still sitting there in your house, waiting for you to come home. He wants to play with you. But are you ever going to see your Minecraft dog again? Here's the real doggy. I don't know. I want to know, is like Argos, is he just, that is the name, right? I think. Is he like some kind of legend dog like Cerberus, or is he literally just like Odysseus's ordinary puppy? My puppy he's got ferocious teeth. That's what they'll write legends about him, for being a meanie dog who bites people. No, he's just a dog. Okay. Well, he must be a really old dog, because Odysseus was at least, I mean, you know, he was gone for 20 years, so that's impressive that he lived so long. I think the oldest dog right now is like 32 or something, which is kind of crazy. Like the oldest dog, like alive currently. Come on, buddy. Okay, well, my next book that I'm going to read is called Slow Dance by Rainbow Rowell, and I've gotten about 3 chapters in, but I'm going to take a little break from reading these next few days and come on, buddy, and study because I have a test. This little guy does not want to go. Oh, also, the wildflowers are starting to bloom again. I know it's February, but it's hot where I live, so it's like already spring basically. And every day I see more and more flowers on the side of the road. Just little ones for now, like little clovers and these tiny little yellow flowers, but I just cannot wait until like March, when the world is just gonna be covered in all these wildflowers. It's my favorite time of year, especially when all the like wild fruit starts growing and I can pick wild berries and everything. I just love it. I suppose, fortunately, there's not many wildflowers yet, just a couple. Okay. Come on, buddy. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you on Friday.